I had a very, very interesting, I want to say, conversation with myself over the weekend. And I was tuning in and I was really giving a lot of thought to how much it costs us if we are literally in the same place by the end of the month, by the end of a quarter, by the end of the year. And the price we pay for staying in our inaction, the price we stay for overanalyzing what the next step is that we're going to take, the price we pay to continue to try and do it on our own, even though that isn't working for us anymore. And we know it, yet we never really think about the price we pay. The price we pay for staying the same, the price we pay for keeping things the same. Yet, when it comes to investing in coaching programs, when it comes to investing in a team, when it comes to investing in support, when it comes to investing in our health, when it comes to maybe even investing in an incredible vacation so you get the rest that you desire, so you'll be energized again, we look at the price tag and we're like, this is how much it costs us. This is the price we have to pay to receive this, to receive this service, to have this experience, to have this. And we look at the price of that. But we rarely sit back and think about what's the actual factual price we pay if nothing changes. And if nothing changes, nothing changes. But if nothing changes, how much is it going to cost you, especially as it relates to your business? How much is it going to cost you? If you keep thinking about how you're going to build your business, how you're going to grow it, how you're going to do this, how you're going to do that, but not take action, how much is that actually costing you? See, you might be thinking about, you might think, wow, it would be really helpful to have somebody help me with a strategy. It would be really helpful to have somebody teach me how to launch. It would be really helpful to have a program that teaches me how to create better content or speak to my clients in the right way so the messaging lands. It might be really valuable to do X. You might say to yourself, it might be really valuable to do. Insert whatever it is that would be valuable for you to do in your business. And then you literally go and you see what's available, and you might even see your dream coach. You might somebody you've been following for a while, somebody that you may be inspired by, and then you check out how much it is to buy that program or to join their mastermind or to hop into their one-to-one experience. And then you're like, wow, that's so much. That is so much, because you get so hung up on the initial price tag for that. And you don't really think about the return on that investment. But more so, what you're not thinking about is how much it's costing you to not invest, how much it's costing you to keep trying to figure it out on your own, how much it's costing us to keep not taking the action. Even if it's not about investing into a program, and we simply look at this as investing in our time, how much is it costing us to be in inaction? How much is it costing us to be in constant procrastination or perfection paralysis? Like, what the heck? Like, I have been in that before. I have been in that. Look, like, I am not perfect and I don't want to be. I don't have all my shit together. I actually just did a reel the other day on my Instagram at Teresa Lambert Coaching, and I was talking about this misconception that in the online space, that online business owners always think like everybody else has their shit together and we don't. And it's so not true. Nobody has all their shit together. Doesn't matter if things are working in their business or not. It doesn't matter if they're making millions or not. It doesn't matter where we are, how much we earn. There's always things that we're working on or working through. And the thing with that is, for me, I have been seeing myself being in a bit of like paralysis around taking action. I haven't been showing up as consistently as I have. I haven't been selling my services and programs as consistently as I have. And I found myself noticing that I was in this inaction pattern, that I was in this procrastination pattern, overthinking, overanalyzing, being like, no, I got to do it this way, I got to do it that way, but this doesn't feel aligned. I let my mind just go off. And I do this sometimes. I feel like we all do. At least that's what I'm telling myself, that we all do. But seriously, how often are you in an action, and what is it costing you to not take action? Because the thing is this, imperfect action is far better than perfection paralysis. I can tell you that, especially in business. So if you're trying to grow your business, if you want to scale your business, if you want more clients, more impact, if you want to serve more people, if you want to have a bigger impact, full stop, you've got to take aligned action with that vision that you have. You've got to show up for it. You have got to do the things that you say that you do, even when they're not perfect. Even when they're not perfect. Like, I remember there's a few times now this has happened, and I've told myself I am done with it, where I have re-recorded and re-recorded and re-recorded an episode for this podcast. And I literally was like, what's the point? Just record it and publish it. Just record it and publish it. Maybe not every single episode is going to be a home run. That's fine. I am human. I own my humanness. I am very human. And somebody used to say to me, Jeannie, actually, she was in a networking group that I was in. She said, you're so human. It's really beautiful. And I agree, it is really beautiful to be human. And part of being human, and part of being a good CEO, by the way, is recognizing when we have got to invest in getting some support to help us move the needle forward. When we have got to invest and say, you know what? I'm going to spend $25,000 and I'm going to hire Teresa. I'm going to have her create a strategy that's designed for me to help me scale my business, to make my office irresistible, to take this off my hands and to come up with a strategy and a plan that is aligned with me so that I don't have to do it, so that I can spend my time and capacity serving my clients, communicating my value to my community, showing up, marketing and selling my programs and services, and to do the best damn job I can doing what I do while somebody else is creating an epic plan for me that will get me to the next level, so I can show up and be in my business and scale my business and feel fucking fantastic doing it. Sometimes we just need to say, I am ready to invest. I am ready to invest to be part of a mastermind, to get the experience and get the close proximity support and mentorship that I need to understand the things that are working and the things that are not in my business, and help me communicate it and transform it into a plan of actions that I can take consistently that feel good. Whether that's for your lead generation, or whether that is how you serve and show up your clients, whether that is how you design your programs, it doesn't matter what it is. But sometimes we need to say, I'm ready to invest. I'm ready to invest 10, 15, 20, $30,000 to help me get to my next level, to help me move forward. Sometimes we have to decide to say, you know what, I'm going to take messy actions. I'm going to take messy actions that are aligned with my visions, and I'm going to just show up. And maybe, damn, not every post is going to land. Not everything I'm going to say is going to land. Not everything I'm going to do is going to work. But I am taking action because I know this will get me to where I want to go, whether that is having bigger impact, making more money, having more freedom, having more space in your calendar. There's so many things, but you have to decide to take the action. Because at the end of the day here, what is the price you pay for staying the same? So the question often that we ask is, how much is it going to cost me to do X? How much is it going to cost you to stay where you are? That is something that I kept pondering over on the weekend, as I found myself in some inaction patterns around things, especially like lead generation stuff I was holding off. these office hours that I'm going to start doing on my Instagram on Wednesdays, where I'm going to be riffing on a topic, and then you can come on live with me on my Instagram and receive coaching and mentorship from me on a particular topic that we're talking about. And I was just procrastinating on some other things as well. And I was like, damn, how much is it costing me to not move on this stuff? How much is it costing me to not start doing these things? How much is it costing me to not get the momentum going and flowing again in my business after taking up some significant time and space to dedicate to my healing, dismantling my life, dismantling my business? Heck, literally packing up my livelihood, changing my entire life, putting everything in storage and moving to a different country for the time being, traveling, right? I did a lot of things. My focus was in different places, but now my focus is back here. It's back in my business, and my business is where I want my focus to be right now. And I want it to be focused in my business, not wasting time on shit that doesn't matter. So I was like, okay, what are the things that will help get that momentum going and flowing again? Here's the things it is. And let's stop procrastinating, because not moving on these things is costing me significant amounts of money. Significant amounts of money. I might right now be leaving $10,000 or $15,000 a month on the table for not moving on these things. So if I look 6 months down the road, not taking action might cost me $100,000. How much is it costing you to not take the action? How much is it costing you to not invest in the support because you're telling yourself, oh, $25,000 is too much, or maybe it's $10,000, it's too much? Do you really not have the money? Do you really not have the money to invest? Or are you scared to invest the money because you're scared that it might not work? You're scared that the results aren't there. Maybe you don't trust yourself. Maybe you don't trust the person you're thinking and investing in. What's the question you need to ask them? What do you need to know from them to be able to trust that that is a good investment for you? But stop getting so hung up on how much it'll cost you to invest, how much time you might invest, how much could go wrong, and start thinking about how much it's going to cost you if you keep things the same, especially in your business. And I know it's scary. I know it's scary sometimes to think about investing or getting support. I've just hired a bunch of team members, and it scares the shit out of me on some days. Because now I'm responsible not just to pay myself, but I'm responsible to pay all these people. I'm responsible to pay my team. I'm responsible to make sure that they have work. I'm responsible to make sure that I have everything that give them everything that they need. So I have an investment of my own time and energy to make in the team, and I've invested money in the team to get their support. But what was it costing me to continue on or to stay where I was, to keep doing it by myself? It was costing me my sanity and my energy and my capacity. And guess what? It got to the point in July that I wasn't able to take on clients anymore because I was maxed. I knew I couldn't continue growing from here. So I needed to pivot, but I waited for so long. By the time I realized that I was maxed, by the time I realized where I already was at the point where I had to hit the brakes and say, can't take on more business, have to make all these changes. That cost me. That cost me a lot of money. And at the same time, I invested in a coach to help me figure out the changes I needed to make, to help me navigate dismantling my life, to hold space for me through my healing, to help me look at certain areas in my business that were out of integrity so I could make a better choice, so I could create better programs, refine my programs. I revamped pretty much everything, and more revamping is being done and more things are coming, which is so exciting. So exciting. It's exciting now. And now I'm outwardly expressing again. Now I'm moving again. Now I'm finding my flow again and getting in the momentum. But I needed to give myself a kick in the ass on the weekend around this. And this question, how much is it costing me to not take action? How much is it costing me if I keep doing what I've been doing? If I keep holding back? And when I started to realize, I was like, holy shit, time to move, right? So stop getting so hung up in looking how much something is costing you that you believe can actually help you move the needle forward. Maybe that's hiring your dream coach or investing in the mastermind. Maybe heck, that is coming and taking the time to apply to possibly be in a 10-day free mastermind with me, an experience for 10 entrepreneurs, where I'll help you in your business while you have my eyes on your business to figure out what's working, what's not, and to help you make a plan to get you to your next level. The link to apply for that is below, and you still have a bit of a week to do it. Maybe you've even heard me say it once and you're like, I'm not going to waste my time filling it out. I'm not going to get in anyways. Well, how do you know? If you don't take action, if you don't apply, if you don't try, guess what? Nothing changes. Nothing changes when nothing changes. The only person that can make a change is you. So would you rather waste a little bit of time? Would you rather take the scary plunge and invest money into getting the support and mentorship that you not only desire, but you know that you deserve and that you're ready for? Are you going to put in the sweat equity? Are you going to pay that price now to spend the extra hours to get some project done, to start showing up for an hour every day to do lead gen for your business? What are you going to do? Are you going to start investing now and get less worried about how much you're investing in the moment because you realize it's costing you way freaking more to stay exactly where you are? What is it going to be? Sit with this and see how it lands. But for me, that really put me back into the gear. That really gave me some extra motivation to get fucking moving again, because I'm ready to be moving again. I'm ready to be going again. I've slowed down a lot. I'm not going to go at the same pace that I did before the summer and before my big dismantling. And I have a team now, so it's different. But I am ready to be out there again, to bring new things in, to do things differently. I'm ready to feel the fire and to get moving. Because not doing that, not investing that sweat equity is going to cost me a lot more. It's going to cost me a lot more. So I'd rather actually get going, even if it's not perfect, to start trying these new things like the mastermind, the weekly office hours, to start rolling out, finalizing these last pieces for these evergreen programs that are fantastic that I was working on over the summer. Or I'm going to sit and wait. Wait for fucking what? Wait for what? Wait for nothing to change? No, I'm not going to do that, because I'm recognizing how much it's costing me to do that. So sometimes we have to look at that. And that can really help us make some big decisions, get into some big momentum, get us fired up to get going. So I hope that you enjoyed this episode. Really tune in. What is it costing you? Because there's always a price to pay. Whether you invest or you don't, there's always a price to pay. Whether you change or you don't, there is a price that's attached to your decision. And often the price of staying exactly where you are and being in the exact same place where you are 6 months from now or a year from now costs you a lot more than making the investment in your time, energy, or money to help you get to where you want to get to. I love you so much. This was such a juice episode, and I cannot wait to be back again next week for another brilliant episode of Diaries of a Six-Figure Coach podcast. Don't forget to apply to be a part of this mastermind. You have just more than a week left before applications close on November 11th. Take care, everyone.